Hey there, and thank you so much for watching. Welcome to the Saturday Side Income Strategy video. So I am going to change or shift slightly from side hustle to side income strategy because I'm really trying to adopt more of a strategy as opposed to a hustle. The difference being, I feel like a strategy is a little bit more thought and planning behind it, whereas a hustle is you just kind of trying to work as hard as you can, which I'm working pretty hard, but I also feel like it would be good to add in a little bit more thought to that. So with that said, I will tell you what I'm trying to do in the strategy that I am taking for this Saturday, March 9th. So I'm about to go to a yoga class, so excuse the whole gym face, gym attire, but that's my strategy, my plan for the day, for the first part of the day. The second part is to tell you about my latest sort of endeavor in the area of selling on eBay. So I had mentioned in my Wednesday video that I had placed an order for a wholesale lot, for 2 wholesale lots, and I was going down to pick them up from the warehouse in person, and I did that. So I had no idea what to expect. People had kind of given their review a little bit of the lots, but I didn't know in person what it would be like, and I'm glad that I did go in person, and the reason I did that was because I wanted to check out their operation and see what they were doing, what they were about, and I'm glad that I did. It was a great experience. It's kind of in an industrial area, but it's right next to, so it's in a big long strip of like warehouses, and there's a gym, like a really sort of like serious bodybuilding gym right next to it. And on the other side there is an antique store, so, or like antique, it's a warehouse type place, but like it's a place where people go. It's not all commercial. There's some like consumer sort of direct customer interaction, which is good. So the place where I went to pick up my 2 lots was sort of an open warehouse, and there was like a customer receiving end. It wasn't really clearly marked, or I didn't see it, so I ended up going in like the freight entrance, and some kind gentleman showed me the way to go to pick up my lot. I had emailed them and let them know that I was coming because it was right before they closed, because I went after work, and I was able to take the lot. I was only expecting 7 boxes. There were 8, because the manifest only said 7. It's like, okay, I'll try to load them up into my Toyota Camry, which we did. Thank goodness we were able to fit them all in. And I was able to drive back home with them and then unload them into my basement, which is a little bit better, not entirely. So that was a process of picking them up. I have opened 1 lot and kind of sorted through. The vertical, or the category that I had selected to purchase them from was the automotive category. And the reason I chose that, as opposed to clothes, which is 90% of what I sell now, the reason I chose automotive is twofold. So number one, I feel like there's a little bit more room, meaning there are more people searching and fewer people selling. So fewer people are selling automotive parts. And second reason is because I've actually bought automotive parts on eBay. I bought a headlight when my car headlight went out, and rather than go to like a mechanic and have them replace the whole thing, I just brought them the headlight and was like, hey, can you put this on? They said sure, and just charged me for an hour of labor. So I feel like this is something that I've done myself, and so 2 reasons. I feel like I've done this myself and there will be less competition. We'll see how that works out. That's the strategy, that's the sort of hypothesis, if you will, and I'm about to test it. I also tried looking up the items in the lot, searching comps to see what sold. So far they were okay. They weren't great, but I was willing to try. I looked at 4 different lots and I narrowed it down to these 2. And I'm willing to give it a shot to see where we land. So that was why I chose that category, and the category that I'm going to be selling in. So moving on to the actual execution. So right now I have 8 boxes of product sitting in my basement. What am I going to do? So, and I'm hoping this is going to be one of either 2 or 3 videos. This is sort of the overview of my process. I hope to make another video showing you exactly what was in those lots and what I'm hoping to sell them for, and then I would like to make a 3rd video telling you what they actually sold for, because you don't make any money until it sells, right? You can want to get as much as you want. You can say you want as much as you want, but actually getting the money, that's where, that's the challenge. So that is the first part of this sort of wholesale journey that I am employing on this Saturday. And the reason I'm going this way rather than continuing to thrift and flip is just because I feel like it's a little bit less labor intense for the same or better return. I love thrifting and I love finding something and turning it into something else. I like buying low and selling high. That is my strategy: buy low, sell high. So I enjoy doing that, but it's just too there's too much time and work involved to keep going down to the bins or going to thrift stores and selling things. And you do have those finds where you either, it's like a $1,000 musical instrument or a $350 Le Creuset oven or something like that. But on the whole, those are pretty few and far between, and I'm looking to get into categories that will allow me a greater margin. So I'm trying automotive for now. I'm not tied to this. I would also like to branch in other categories. So we'll see where that nets out. So thank you for watching. On the idea of strategy, my plan for the day is to go to this yoga class. I have to get my oil changed, and then I'm going to crack into those lots and separate them out and figure out how I'm going to take photographs of the actual items and get them listed, which will be easier because there are a lot of duplicates. I'd say there are maybe half of them. So I have 100 plus items, and I would say that they are only 30 to 40 types of item. So it's just so much easier to list, throw them up there and do a multiple quantity listing. And there's also less sort of measuring and assessing and what condition is this in? Are there any flaws? It is what it is. So that's my plan. That's my strategy for this side income strategy Saturday. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know, and I hope that you'll keep watching. Bye.